I don't care if Edge comes to my home or I have to go to his home. I don't have a preference if me and Roman Reigns have to prove who the best in the world is at WrestleMania or at TakeOver. I'm the best in the world. It doesn't matter where we do it. It don't matter what the color is or what the label is. Like, I'm the best in the world.
I saw an interview you did this week with Denise Salcedo, and something that you said really stuck out to me. You talked about, wanting the ball and wanting to build on your legacy. You say your career's not ending in the next 6 months. You're focused on the next 5 years and adding on to that legacy. And I know you get asked all the time about, moving over to Raw or SmackDown, and it seemed like maybe once upon a time there that might have happened had the neck injury not happened. But when you look at wanting to build on that legacy, which road do you think gives you more of an opportunity to do that? Staying in NXT or carving out a new path on either Raw or SmackDown?
I don't think one is more than the other. There's something about NXT and it being my home that is very original ECW to me. It's what ECW was to Dreamer and RVD and Heyman and guys is what NXT is to me. And now I understand all those guys went on after and did stuff in other places. But I don't think I would have ever devalued any of them if they just carried on that other path. So for me, it's not like one is better than the other. There's not much difference to me if I face Randy Orton on Raw or SmackDown or NXT. I don't care if Edge comes to my home or I have to go to his home. I don't have a preference if me and Roman Reigns have to prove who the best in the world is at WrestleMania or at TakeOver. I'm the best in the world. It doesn't matter where we do it. It don't matter what the color is or what the label is. Like, I'm the best in the world. And if it's like, oh no, you're developmental. Okay, I'm 20 years in. Get in the ring with me. Tell me if I'm developmental. It's just, hey, I don't know, man. So it's a weird one. It's all about when I know I originally made a statement once that got really taken out of context. Like, oh, he would retire if he went to Raw or SmackDown. It wasn't he would retire if he went. It was I would retire if somebody told me you have to do 300 dates a year, because I was 2 months out of a broken neck, and now right. I'm a couple years out of a broken neck, but I'm not stupid, man. Because of the pandemic, I've been wrestling a limited schedule with limited travel. So like I feel great, but I also understand there's probably reasons that I feel as good as I feel. So I just have to do what's best for me. Not just for like the Tommaso Ciampa, the legacy, but Tommaso Ciampa, the husband, the father, like the human. Like I got to take care of my body. So whatever presents itself that makes the most sense is what I'm going to do. And right now, me and Timothy Thatcher going for the NXT Tag Team titles at Great American Bash, that makes the most sense to me.
Has the idea come up, at all to kind of maybe do what, like Finn Balor? We've seen guys come back to NXT, bounce back and forth. Finn Balor came back for a good 6-month run there. Maybe he's going to another brand now. That's, to be determined. But maybe going to Raw or SmackDown for, let's just say, going to Raw and doing a 3-month thing with Randy Orton. And then, bouncing back to NXT. Has that kind of been talked about, or that idea been brought up as to kind of limit your dates a little bit?
Talked about, no. Thought about by me, yes. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. Like I can look at wrestlers anywhere in this world, and I can tell you, yeah, hey, would I have a good thing with AJ Styles? Yes, because he's AJ Styles. If I couldn't, then shame on me. Like it's. I think for me, it's such a simple thing, and I think sometimes when it gets misconstrued is when people look for some deeper meaning. Yeah, man, I want to get in there with all the best wrestlers in the world and continue to prove how good I am and continue to get better. Like that's what NXT so far has provided me the opportunity of doing, getting in there with these insanely good guys on big stages. And each time that happens, you get takeaways, where I learned this or that, or this is, I'm a little bit better now for that. So I would love to do that with all the top stars. Like I would love to wrestle Rey Mysterio. That's a dream opponent for me. I don't care where I wrestle him. I just would love to wrestle him in front of people, ideally. Like in front of a crowd. That would be my preference. In front of a crowd. And other than that, yeah, it would be great. And I think it just sometimes people they look for a headline and then they kind of try to make it into something that it's not. I'll wrestle any of the top guys and we'll have a great program together. And I hope it happens, but I have very little say over how things go down. All I can do is take an opportunity and make the most of it. You give me a face-off, I'll make people remember it. You give me a match with Walter, they'll remember it. You give me a fight pit, they'll remember it. Give me a tornado tag, they'll remember it. Like that's all I'm going to do. Just keep giving me something, and I'll make something of it.
One guy I did want to ask you about who made his triumphant return to NXT not too long ago. What's it like having Samoa Joe back on Tuesday nights?
So I just talked to someone about this. I get what he's doing. I understand that there's chaos. It's a crazy place right now. Regal needs the enforcer. Boy, do I want to see Samoa Joe get back in that ring, though. And,
I think we all do, right? We all want it. We all want it, man.
I would be lying to you on Tuesday night when that crowd started chanting Ciampa's going to kill you. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I wasn't thinking like, oh, if Joe was just the guy across from me, this could be something really crazy. And that is a perfect example of that was a guy who, a couple of years ago was on Raw, and then after that was a commentator. And at any given moment, if you were to say, hey, you think you could do something cool with Joe? Yeah. He's Samoa Joe. I'm pretty sure I could. Yes. Like what a, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. If I couldn't, shame on me. Like, so I would prefer Samoa Joe, the wrestler, as opposed to Samoa Joe, the enforcer. But time will tell on that one.
All right. This has been really fun. Let's close it out with a couple of fun ones. Are you ready for the SK Six Pack, sir?
The SK these 6 questions?
Yes, six fast questions.
See how bad I am with this stuff. I'm sorry. I don't want to do any of it. Yes.
All right, we'll go here. All right. WWE Universe is kind of going through a bit of a culture shock of sorts. A couple weeks back, Otis stunned the world when he shaved off his beard. Have you given any thought to making a similar change yourself, or is the beard here to stay?
I'd have to get permission from my wife. I'm so sick of it. I'm not kidding. It's just, especially in the Florida summers, she likes it. She thinks that I need it. And she's probably right. I look like, I don't think I look nearly as intimidating without it. And so I think it's probably staying until I'm no longer doing this as a full-timer.
Favorite thing to do outside of a wrestling ring?
Play with my daughter and hang out with her and my wife. Second is I'm very into fitness.
Obviously. And that leads me to the next question. I know you're on the cleanest of clean diets right now, but when you do allow yourself a cheat meal, what's your go-to?
So our next scheduled one is the Wednesday after the bash, because we've already reserved whatever, a ticket or whatever you call it for the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. I'm thinking I'm going to have an ice cream sundae while I watch them.
Ooh, there you go.
That's a big go-to for me. And then the next one, we have something scheduled a couple months from now where my parents are coming out here and Mom is going to make a big homemade feast. So yeah, I'm easy to please.
Funniest person in the NXT locker room?
I hope I don't upset anyone when I say this, because I know that they're not with the NXT locker room anymore. But Everrise was the best. I already missed them. The best. Yeah.
Fair enough. With the world opening back up, what's the city you're looking forward to visiting the most when the opportunity arises?
Well, personal life is different than wrestling life. I'm dying to get back to Milwaukee and Boston. My family's in Boston. My wife's family's in Milwaukee. And we haven't been to either in a long time. And especially there's, with flights right now still, there's a certain mask policy for ages 2 and up. And
Yeah.
And if any parents have any tips, I can't get my 2.5-year-old to wear a mask. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it.
What's her favorite show? Like, because they make
it don't matter, man.
my daughter will wear a Paw Patrol one. Like she'll request to put the Paw Patrol one on. So
I wish we watched the Doc McStuffins one where like they make it look like it's cool, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person who's kicked off a flight. So when the time comes, I would love to go to those two places. For wrestling, there's just so many. Like I want to get back to Chicago because that's like it's always been this just wrestling home crowd for me. I really want to get back overseas too. I think I would take anything though right now. I don't know when NXT is going to start doing their travel, but man, I can't wait to get in front of big arenas and big crowds again.
All right, last one. One person who you have not met that you hope to do one day.
Oh, Sylvester Stallone. Rocky Balboa is like if he could be Rocky when I met him too somehow. I've watched all of them, the 5, Rocky Balboa, the Creeds. I'm obsessed. I
love the Creed movies; those are really good.
All of it, yeah. And it's one of them ones where I'm like, yeah, you didn't know, but you inspired me since I was a little kid growing up. Yeah, so.
All right, Tommaso, this has been great. I really, really appreciate it. Let's do it again down the line, and good luck. Great American Bash Tuesday night.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.